Hey everybody, it's Christine, and today I have a new bullet journaling video for you. Today I'm going to be focusing on some adhesives in my bullet journal, which is a little bit of a different approach, but I wanted to just kind of throw these out there as some ways to add some creativity to your bullet journal. So I'm starting off with some boxes that I'm just going to use for some masking. And these are all the same size, as you can see, and there's 8 of them. So I'm making a weekly spread, and so I'm just going to get those on there. And the first thing I'm going to use is some dots repositionable that are large in size, and I'm going to just adhere each of my boxes onto my journal this way. And what this does is it allows me to put those on there but not keep them on there forever. They are super strong but not permanent. They're meant to be used for removable type things. And they work really great when you want to do masking of some type, or you want to use a stencil or any of those kinds of things. And now that I've got those on there, I'm going to go ahead and put the dots repositionable refill into my Easy Runner Grand, and I'm going to go all around the areas where I've got white space. I am going to use these to create a different background other than just straight up inking up my background. I'm using them really as a stencil to create a fun and different background, and this worked really easily because they fit pretty much perfectly in there. Next thing I'm going to do is get out my Clear Snap paint box inks. These are pigment inks, very vibrant colors, and I'm just going to pull it right out and just go right over the top of it. I could use a dauber for this as well, or a sponge, but because I've already got the adhesive on there, it's not going to take quite as much, so it's not going to pull so much off of the pad that I'm afraid I'm going to use the whole thing, if you know what I mean. And so I'm going to use that, and I'm going for a Halloween color scheme, so I'm going to use orange and really be bold. Now, I am going to need to dry this ink because it is a pigment ink, and so pigment inks need to be dried. So you can let them sit for a long time, or you can just take a heating tool to them, which is what I opted for. And that worked great. Now, I did get a little thick in some spots, so I really needed to hit those well to dry them. Otherwise, it just was going to spread and be a mess. But it ended up working out just fine, you know. A little more time for dry, but not a big deal at all. And I do really like the shade of orange that I had going on here. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is just take my cloth and I am going to rub off that adhesive. I am going to do that before I remove my blocks because just in case I didn't get it dry enough in any spots, I didn't want it to run into the boxes too much. So I'm just going to go over that and just rub it off. And you can see this is not difficult to do. It is a little bit messy because the residue comes off, and so you'll want to dump it off to the side and such, but it doesn't take long. It's very easy to do, and again, the beauty of repositionable adhesive. Who'd have thought that you could really add to the creativity of your bullet journal simply by doing that? And you can see as I pull these off just how beautifully it worked. First of all, the masking of the boxes using those dots repositionable large, and then the masking of the small dots repositionable in the refill. They are just adding something totally different to the project, and so that is really fun. I love it when I can find just ways to change up the routine, you know, to make it a little more unique than your normal everyday stuff that you do. Now, I've got all of those adjusted. Once I have all of those boxes removed, then it's time to dive into the even more fun part of decorating your bullet journal. Now, I like to do hand lettering for sure. It's a fun aspect of it, but I also love a good sticker. And so I am going to pull out my creative journaling stickers from Paper House, starting with the days of the week, and I'm going to add those to 7 of the boxes. The ones that I'm using come in a set with a whole bunch of different days, and this one's especially jumped out to me as having a good fall feel to it, so I opted for that one. Now I'm going to also use my Friction gel pen, which is an erasable pen, to draw in lines around the boxes. And as you can see, I'm not using a ruler or anything, I'm just following the dotted grid on my traveler's notebook. Taking a little bit of a chance there, but that is why I specifically went for the erasable pen as well. Sometimes it's nice to not have to get all the tools out and to just create and not worry about how super straight everything is. I'm going to pull out some adhesive sheets from Scrapbook Adhesives by 3L. These ones are the 4x6 ones, and I am going to go ahead and use those to add some decorating to my bullet journal. I've got my days on there. Now I want to give it that Halloween feel. So I'm going to use some black cardstock and just adhere it to my adhesive sheet, and then I'm going to punch it out. What this does is it makes the back of my stars have adhesive on them without me having to try and get adhesive in those teeny tiny spaces. Normally when I use this punch, I'm using it for something where I want to make it 3D, and so I'll use 3D foam squares or 3D foam circles, but in this case I want it to lay flat, and so the adhesive sheets work perfectly and take some of the detail work out of the project. Now I'm going to add on the month of October title there and add on that black cat, and then I'm going to pull in these stars into each day of the week, varying where I'm putting them so that I've got them kind of spread evenly, if you will, but they're not all in the same area, and not all in the same side of the day and all that stuff. And you'll see what I mean here in just a minute. And then I'm going to pull in some days of the week stickers. Sorry, not days of the week, but numbered days, the dates. So I'm adding in, since it's going to be the first week of November, I'm using the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm just adding those into the bottom corner. These are another one from that same sticker set from Paper House Productions, that creative journaling set. And the October actually came from a different set, but still from that creative journaling line. Similar style and approach, but a different set that has all the months. Now I'm going to go ahead and add in some additional decorating. You can see I already started into the spooky feel with the black cat, and that came from the Life Organized sticker set for planners. Now I'm going to use some sticker flakes, which sticker flakes are kind of like what I just did with the adhesive sheets. They are little die cut pieces that already have adhesive on the back side. So they're not like from a sticker sheet, but they are stickers. And so I'm going to just add some of those in, putting one in each box, and I'll have all kinds of things, a skeleton and spiders and bats and some of those fun spooky elements that we associate with Halloween. Pulling it all together to just have that fun Halloween feel. So there you have it, a bullet journal spread that incorporates some of those fun repositionable adhesives into it to really give it a unique, one-of-a-kind feel, and also just to change up the daily normal creating process. Hope you've enjoyed this. Hope I've inspired you to give some of those adhesives a whirl in your bullet journal, and we will see you again next time.